Samuel, Woody, hey, congratulations on Cobweb.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know what? This is a very terrifying movie. It's very scary, especially watching it alone. But we want to hear it from you guys. Is what initially attracted you to be part of this project? So I'll start with Samuel first. What drew you into wanting to direct this film?
I think the first hook I had was the script of Chris. The script was, how I can say that, it was twisted and simple. And to find a simple story is very complicated, and to write one is very complicated. So on that one, it was twisted, it was scary, it was simple, and I really felt at that time that I could graphically tell something with it. So yeah, it was very fast. I read it. I said, "Oh my God, this one is so cool. We really have to do something. We have to create something, and we can play with it. It's very playful. So let's go." So yeah, it was the script, the very first hook for me.
What about for you, Woody? What initially drew you to this project?
I think it's, as Sam said, just that it was simple but really effective in what it did. But also it's just really scary, and I wanted to make it.
Most excellent. Woody, could you tell us about your approach in acting in a film like this? Because I want to say you are in most of the scenes for this film, much more than a lot of well-known actors in this film.
Yeah, I think my process for getting in role is I don't like to overcomplicate what I'm doing, because I don't like to make it seem scary to do the role. So I'll literally just memorize my lines, go to work. I'll only then start to prepare the scene in the rehearsal, because I feel like it makes it seem like it's happening for the first time.
Wow. Samuel, tell us about how you wanted to basically scare the audiences, because one of the things that you've done very well, and it's also a credit to your cinematographer, is using the angles and shadows in this film.
Yeah. I think, to scare people, I always say, if it's not scary on the paper, it won't be scary on film. So at first, when you have a scary story, it's always a good point to start. But technically, I love to play with shadows, and but shadows remind me childhood too. When you are a child, you see it's like when you're a child, you see more shadows than when you are an adult, or you interpret the shadows when you are an adult. So it's not the same thing. So play with shadow, with darkness, and doors and frontier. It's really the key for fear. It's like behind me, you don't know what there is in the dark over there. And you play with the imagination of the audience. You create a dark angle, dark place, shadows, and after that you have to be very slow, and very slow. It's really a key. And then you have to be playful and shoot with actors who bring you in the fear, like Woody did, and like all the other actors do. So when you have all of that, you take your time, you prepare yourself very well, and you choose an angle. And with Philippe Lozano's the photographer, we really think that we needed to be close to the floor with Woody, and to take our time and to play with colorful, very bright, and very dark part. And the contrast between the two creates something. So I don't know if I answer well to your question, but there is some clues here.
No, you certainly did. And what do you tell us about getting into the mental state of fear, being afraid in the dark, in the shadows, for yourself? Because is this your first horror film?
It was, yes. Again, for me, I think unless it's like a really complicated scene with like, you know, loads of different contrasting emotions, the easiest way for me to put it is just I'll be scared. Like I won't, you know, the day before look in the mirror and like do your scared face. I won't do that. I'll just, as I said, go to the scene and do it in the rehearsal.
Most excellent. Samuel, some of the scenes that are shot is the wide aspect ratio. It almost looks like the audiences are watching the scenes unfold in a dollhouse. If you know what I mean. It's hard for me to describe it, but that's what it looks like to me. Could you talk about framing that? So I'm assuming this was all on a stage.
Yeah, everything was on stage. Everything was practical, you know. And to go with Woody as a director, I play a little bit that we have to play everything in the present. And when you are doing a horror story, you know, it's just, you know, moving doors on this kind of stuff. So it can be totally not scary on set. So you have to play the game. You have to really be a kid on set and play the game. And sometimes I put, you know, music on stage on everything just to go down on fear. But for all those angles, one of our references in the modest way was the Night of the Hunter, you know, and there is a lot of shot, very wide shot, where when you are wider than the set, so you have black all around the frame. And we did that with Cobweb, you know. We built the bedroom in a set, and the camera is out of the bedroom and a little bit too far. And so if we don't use black vignettage, we say in France, you know, vignette, you can see the part outside of the set. So you have the impression that you are looking into a doll house. And the other thing that helped us is that I asked Alan Gilmore, our production designer, to build the set a little bit too big, you know? So we have the feeling that we are a kid. We are with Woody in that place. The stairs are a little bit too big, you know, the hall is too big. So it creates a weird feeling about that house. Oh my God, it's not a normal dimension. We are. So it's a contrast with that two effects.
Wow. And what we have to ask to you first is that the creature feature. When you first spotted the creature on the production set, what was your reaction personally?
It was scary. It was really cool seeing it because like just being at work, just done a few takes, and then seeing that, it's kind of a really weird feeling.
So in the end, which was actually more scarier, the parents that you're acting against, or the creature?
I actually think maybe it's the parents, because I feel like it felt more human and more like wrong in a way.
That is true. Samuel, could you tell us about the creature feature that is presented in this movie? How did you actually come up with that look?
I wanted to have everything on set, you know, very practical way, like not the original way, you know. I love to think that this story, it's like a very creepy joke, Halloween creepy joke, you know. So I wanted creatures that you can easily imagine, you know, and I wanted her to be on set, so practical, everything is practical. So it was our foundation to imagine her. And after that, it's more a way to find, to make her move or to hide her or to make her speak that creates the fear. But the design was pretty simple and pretty obvious. You know, it's oh, it's a scary story with this kind of scary creature, so it can work. So it was our way. But the big word was, I want everything on set. It has to be practical, because when it's practical, you bring a little bit of her at home, you know. When it is CGI, it can be very impressive, very fast, but you can't keep the remembering with you, you know. When it's touchable, you say, oh my God, I can touch that. It was here. So yeah, I can. So it was a direction.
And Woody, for after doing your film, a horror film like this, what actually scares you in real life?
Oh, always been really afraid of things kind of like hanging over beds and things that look just unnatural. Like, I find, do you know those robots that have like, oh my, silicone skin, and you see them? Don't like them. Really not a fan of them.
Yeah, that is pretty frightening. And one last question to both of you: with this creature feature in Cobweb, did you guys give the creature a nickname on set?
I think it was the girl.
Yeah, I think it was just the girl.
Yeah, it was that. Be careful, the girl is on set.
Well, it doesn't sound too frightening, but unless audiences actually watch it, Cobweb is certainly a very scary film. Samuel, Woody, thank you very much for carrying this conversation. I do have to admit, it is one of the scariest films coming out this year, and it's definitely to watch on the big screen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.